The United Nations Alliance of Civilizations is an initiative working to promote understanding across diverse communities. Just this week, a report from the FBI showed 2019 was the highest year for hate crime murders on record. The report said hate crimes also rose overall, with more than 7,300 reported. This includes crimes based on race, ethnicity, religion, sexual orientation, among others. Miguel Moratinos is the High Representative for the United Nations Alliance of Civilizations, and he joins us now. Miguel, welcome. Great to have you with us. So, as I mentioned there, this new report by the FBI shows hate crimes rose in 2019. I would imagine that you knew this information already. Does it surprise you?
Well, thank you, Tanya, for inviting me. And thank you to comment on the FBI report. I have to say that extremely concerned because it's very disturbing to read that 57% of the victims were targeted due to the, as you say, ethnicity, race, and 20% on religion basis. So if we even go further in the report, we can discover that, 50% of the offenders were white supremacists. And I think we have really to all of us work what I can see and has been very present during the COVID-19 pandemic, that the societies that have a virus, of course, a health concern, a challenge, but we have a new virus. This virus is hate. Hate is back in our society. Hate is undermining the fabric of pattern of our society, and we have to combat that. And I think it coincides with a very interesting report of Facebook last 19th of October, when he tried to demonstrate that they are, of course, engaging, and we welcome the report. But nevertheless, he said that 20 millions of content of the of Facebook had been including hate speech and hatred messages. So I think it's a collective responsibility to convey, to combat and to fight hate speech and this kind of attitude.
You make a very good point in comparing this sort of hate to a virus similar to the coronavirus. Does it also have an infectious element? Like when someone sees hate like this, does it multiply? Your initiative, the United Nations Alliance of Civilizations, explores these issues of polarization between societies and cultures, and it does recommend some action to address the issue. Can you tell us what those actions are?
Well, I can give you a formal definition of UN mandate, but the public opinion will not understand what the Alliance of Civilization is trying to do. I'm going to be very, very concrete and making a comparison. I think all of us, and I think you, myself, the majority, I think practically the whole humanity, we are engaged to save the planet. And you cannot imagine how much the global society is trying to really fight against climate change. And we are repeating and listening, save the planet, save the planet. But at the same time, we have to ask ourselves, if even we have a green environment, if we have the better, climate around ourselves, how we are going to live together, how we are going to accept the respect of others, how we are going to understand that there are a diversity. And that is the work of the UNSC, through education, from prevention measures, to work with the youth, and also trying to have a specific role in the mediation space in order to succeed in solving this controversy between different cultures, different religions, different approaches in what is a multicultural society of the 21st century.
Absolutely. And the Secretary General of the UN, Antonio Guterres, recently tweeted, quote, "To see neo-Nazis and white supremacists on the rise today is bone-chilling. We must stand together against hatred in all its forms." How do you go about addressing such large issues as these?
Well, the Secretary General has been extremely in the front line to combat these supremacist consequences and reaction. And even next week, we are going to have an internal meeting within the UN to address this issue in order that we can provide certain instruments to combat and to fight this tendency. Similar to anti-Semitism. We are fighting anti-Semitism. Secretary General appointed me as to be the focal point of the fight against anti-Semitism. We have been now 2 years in the Pittsburgh synagogue attack, and 11, Jews were brutally murdered in San Diego, in Germany, in Hull, because it's not only the United States, it's a global issue that we have to combat. So I think all these issues that sometimes we were not taking too much into consideration in the political agenda, today is the top on the agenda, and Secretary General, of course, is leading this fight, and we are going to provide some answer, some specific action in order to have much better result on the ground.
All right. Well, Miguel Moratinos, High Representative for the United Nations Alliance of Civilizations, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your insight.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Tanya. Bye.